To you who wrote what you wrote, that I'm intentionally not going to directly respond to. If you knew what you were doing, it wouldn't even take close to an hour. Now on to more important things. I actually left a voicemail to Joe. I went out in the dark. I didn't care. We saw her primary care physician today. I went out in the dark. I didn't care. We saw him later in the day, and by the time we got back, it was dark. It's like, I'm going out anyway. I didn't do my full miles. I, I, I did the one I used to do, which was the little over 4 miles. I starved myself again today, or official term, fasted again today. Day's not over, it's not even after midnight, but I have zero desire to eat, so I'm just going to view it as I fasted again today. I ate a lot of junk food yesterday, and I fasted today. Anyway, I left a voicemail for Joe, and part of what I said was, at some point, I just have to think to myself, well, if I were dead, none of this would matter. At some point, you just have to do that. You just have to be like Boston. That was on one of someone's playlist. Peace of Mind. I never even knew that's what they were saying. I know that song. But there come a day when it won't matter. Come a day when you'll be gone. At my peace of mind. I went for my 4+ mile walk. Cut it a little short because it was dark out. It was early. It gets dark. It starts going, at 4 o'clock. I listened to the Phoenix most of that time, of that little over 4-mile walk. I listened to Phoenix over and over and over again. I went to the library. I printed out. I listened to Linkin Park's Given Up to. I printed out lyrics to the Phoenix. Fall Out Boy's The Phoenix, which I listen to 90% of the time. Given Up, Linkin Park. What's that one I printed out? I don't even remember it. I bought the Phoenix off Amazon, and I bought New Divide. I didn't have those, but I have a lot of Linkin Park. I listened to the Given Up, like that. Oh, and 37 Stitches. I listened to 37 Stitches a couple times. I listened to Given Up and New Divide. I might listen to a couple others I don't remember, but 90% of the time I just listen to the Phoenix over and over and over again. Neither my mom nor I are able to catch a break in this life. catch a break, not even the smallest break. So at some point, I just have to say to myself, that it's just, like, I didn't do anything wrong. It had nothing to do with me, you know? I'm not a contractor. I'm not a plumber. I'm not an adjuster. I'm just a homeowner who just wants my home properly fixed, properly repaired. You can't catch a break. My mother and I can't catch a break in this life. It's unfucking believable. I tell you what I'm about to tell you, and again, it's all going to fall into place. There's nothing that can be done. I want to stress that. I can cry a river, and I have been. I can cry a river. There's nothing that can be done about any of it. I'm left in shock. Keep it up. I'm sick of feeling. Nothing you can say. Take this all away. I'm suffocating. Tell me what the fuck is wrong. This isn't hard to understand what I'm about to say. Now, if you're not have any intelligence at all, you're not going to be able to follow it. But I think even an intelligent grade school, maybe not. I was really smart in grade school. I was writing songs that, like, you could look at them and, like, adult could have written that. When I was in 5th grade, my song "Beautiful," my fifth grade teacher, who I loved, hung it up on the wall, but it was written a picture of like it's. I wrote some things that could have been coming from an adult mind instead of a kid's mind. Of course, when you live in that kind of dysfunctional environment and you're not stupid, you're forced to grow up like fast. I mean, I was an only child, so I had myself and my imagination. The creative gifts I was blessed with at birth. For all any of my so-called gifts have ever did for me in this life, have done for me. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. I'm going to tell you something that an intelligent kid could follow and understand, okay? So you should be able to follow it. You're just going to be like, holy fuck, Laura, you guys can't catch a break. You and your mom can. No, we cannot. So, unreal. All right, without further ado, so you know about that claim, right? The burst pipe, the whole 9 yards. You know that the insurance guy offered very low amount, okay? But my contractor came over here. He was here for 2 full hours. The insurance guy was nonchalant about, because my contractor was understandably concerned, like, how do I find damage without ripping stuff up? And if I don't find damage, you still have to pay to put it. Okay, the insurance guy was nonchalant. It's just, my mom and I can't catch a break, okay? My contractor came up off the top of his head with like 25,000, right? And then we hadn't even looked how it extended out into my bedroom. So he made that into 30, but he wound up telling the insurance person 25. Okay, he wound up telling the insurance person 25. I didn't know that till after the fact. But then my insurance guy offers like 7, like a ridiculously low amount. That even I recognize these days the prices, whatever, it can't be 7,000. My God. So I talked to my contractor, right? And trying to figure out like what was going on. And I'm like, why did you say 30? I mean, such a huge discrepancy between what you're saying. He says, well, I tacked on 5,000 for you guys to stay in an extended stay hotel. Plus, in case there was more damage, I didn't want to have to eat costs. I said, it doesn't work that way with the more damage thing. If you find more damage, you ask for more, okay? And as for the hotel, why would you think that? They pay for that separate, and you have no idea. Like, he just didn't know. Okay, so we got misunderstanding number 1, right? Again, even a smart kid could follow this. I'm stressing like a cop. The California, a smart kid could follow this. Okay. We got misunderstanding number 1. My contractor, original thing to my insurance person, 25,000, right? Well, once I pushed him, because the adjuster was here and stuff, and the adjuster said, the adjuster was here, and the adjuster took a look at everything and said, I have access to their, I asked him too, have you ever worked with our kind of homes? Just want to stress that. I'm very thorough, I'm very proactive as well. My mom and I cannot catch the least bit of break, no break at all in this life. He assured me that he had I have access to the insurance company's things. I've worked at this before. Don't worry about it. Blah, blah, whatever. Okay. I'm going to go home, crunch the numbers. This is over the weekend. He came, I think, on a Friday, and get back to you. On Monday, he said, yep, I think I can improve your claim. I'm going to take it. I'm like, that's fantastic. Okay. That's fantastic. That's wonderful. I need your contractor to write out his estimate, okay? So when I pushed my contractor, he wrote a way more reasonable 17, okay? Way more reasonable 17. And he also says to me, I'm like, why did you have it so, I asked him when he came up with that, when he mailed it to me, why did you have it so high? He's like, because I didn't know I was included in the hotel stay. I'm like, you don't do that. That's totally separate. And my contractor, my adjuster was like, why did he do that? I didn't do it. I have no idea. It's a misunderstanding. He's an honest person. He wasn't trying to fuck anyone over, okay? So now it's just going to get worse and worse. Okay, so my contractor's at a very reasonable, in his eyes, 17, okay? Remember, the insurance company offered 7, ridiculous amount. Low. Everything is so more expensive these days. I have worked, okay, so at least if I bang on the couch, it can't hurt my head, right? Like I've done on my wall. Alright. I told you that our dishwasher was broken. That happened about a month after this claim, okay? Dishwasher, to me, that has nothing to do with insurance and nothing to do with anything. It's not my top priority, the damn dishwasher. My mom gets hospitalized in the middle of all of this, okay? The dishwasher is not my top priority. I can wash dishes by hand, I hate it, but my mom's not even around to sign the check for the dishwasher repairman, and et cetera, okay? It's not my top priority, the damn dishwasher. adjuster. Came that first time, right? He didn't bring his water machine. He came that first time. He said, I believe I can improve on your claim. And it's such a fucking low amount. I'm going to take you. I was so happy. I was so happy. As you know, my mom was happy. I was happy. Okay. Short-lived, apparently. It's just unbelievable. My adjuster comes here again with his water detector machine. It's pinging all over the place, okay? But he tells me, yeah, I don't know. I'm like, why did you think pinging? He's like, well, there's, it's showing that there's water damage, but there's also, there could be stuff in my hands. I'm not sure how to do these readings, okay? He's like, I want to see if your insurance guy will come here with me, and we can go through the house together and determine this, that, what have you, right? Because he came up with a number that was, remember, he gets 10%, so it's to his benefit to get more, because the more he gets for a claim, the more he gets paid, right? But from the insurance people's perspective, if they think you're trying to fuck them over or something, you know what I mean? But again, I'm not a contractor, I'm not an adjuster, I'm not a plumber, I'm just honest as they come homeowner who wants nothing but my home to be properly repaired. That's all. I listen to anything you're saying, and I take it to heart. I just want my home repaired. Just shaking right now. I've been shaking. I've been crying. I've been like, okay, so. He doesn't know what any of that readings mean, okay? He doesn't know what any of it means. He tried to get the insurance person, but he's out of state. He's like, I'm not coming over here. He's like, whatever, if you can justify, blah, 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 whatever, okay? Because he's told him that's what he's supposed to do. He's supposed to push to get us more, and then he gets a 10% percentage, right? So, as you know, a few days ago, I had to wait a couple weeks. It wasn't like, almost a couple of weeks, I believe. I forget, I have to check my calendar exactly, but I couldn't get it in a day. I had to wait almost a couple of weeks to get the repairman here. He opens up the bottom of my dishwasher and swears. Okay, he swears, and I'm like, what's wrong? And he says, come look. And then I'm like, what's going on? He said, your pipe, your hose burst. And every time you run this dishwasher, the water had nowhere to go, and it's just flooding all behind here. Okay? Flooding behind. So, I almost start crying. I'm all upset. I call my adjuster immediately. He rearranges his schedule. He comes over here, and his machine, by my dishwasher at different places, whatever is going off. He's like, Laura, now it all makes sense. I was wondering why my machine was pinging here and there throughout your house. With, for the burst pipes, it didn't make sense, right? Now it all ties in together. Again, a smart kid could follow this. Oh, it all ties in together. I need to get the water, we're going to have to, and we're telling my mom this, we're going to have to open up your whole house, now. If your house is flooded throughout, and I'm sure since it is his job and he gets paid, he was probably excited. A small claim has now turned into a much larger claim, or so he thought, or so we thought, okay? My mother's all upset when I tell her we're going to have to probably stay in the home, stand and for a long time. They're going to have to rip up this place, and it was going to be soon. My mom was going to have to miss going to something she wanted to go to. It's going to be soon, having to do with Christmas. It's going to be soon, and my adjuster was saying, well, if we have this or this, whatever, this is going to be fast, and they have to check for asbestos and all this crap, right? So, my adjuster had to leave. He had the water mitigation come over immediately that day, right? They were finding nothing. They were looking at me like I'm trying to get away with something. Why is our machine not pinging anywhere? They talk amongst themselves. One guy who doesn't have the machine, they only won the machine. says, yeah, here a guy called me and said his machine was pinging everywhere. So just so, because they're asking me, why is my thing not pinging? Why? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not you. I'm not a contractor. I'm not a adjuster. I'm not a plumber. I'm not your water mitigation team. I'm just a homeowner who wants my home properly repaired. I'm not trying to get away with anything. So they're kind of disgusted a little bit. They took all measurements and took pictures and stuff, but they're like, they don't think there's anything to it. I tell my adjuster, I'm all upset. I'm like, they were like wanting me to give them answers why yours pings, theirs doesn't. I don't know, Mr. Adjuster. I don't know what's going on. He's like, I'll get to the bottom of it, Laura. And then I had said to them too, I'm like, maybe your machine's not working. I didn't know what was going on. It made all sense, of course, that the dishwasher's been flooding and it went under the house and it's flooding the rest of our homes, because that's why last week my adjuster's machine went off, right? And then that day again, when I called him, not knowing he rearranged his schedule because now it's turning into a much bigger claim. And he says, I can file it on your behalf, blah, 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 whatever. So when we went through all this, where his things pinging left and right, he called the insurance guy and left a long message for them about this second claim and makes sense why there's so much water in there and whatever, okay? And remember, when he first called about the original thing, when he told me he looked at their system, he could get more money. That's why he's going to take our claim in the first place. The adjuster didn't want to come here, and he was like being agreeable. So I was led to believe we're at least going to get the money that my contractor said he needed for this claim, right? That my adjuster thought he could get. Probably he never told me what the amount was he thought he could get, but I trusted him. He goes, I'm trusting that that's why you get an adjuster. That's what they're there for, to fight on your behalf, fight it with the insurance company, right? Well, my mom and I were gone all day yesterday at her medical appointment at the UK to try to get her into a new psychiatrist. We had to go far away. But then after that, we'll be able to talk on the phone. She'll be able to talk on the phone and not even have to leave the house, which would be nice. My adjuster came over here. I'm sorry, yeah, my adjuster came over here again. Oh, I told him, you can even take out the dishwasher if you know how to put it back. Get pictures, whatever. I didn't get pictures that day. The plumber was here. I only know what the plumber said to me. He was saying all the times he run this dishwasher, it's flooding behind there, okay? And then it all makes sense. It ties in with the adjuster's thing going off and thinking there's all water under our house and all that. So my adjuster, I was drained yesterday. Couldn't talk to him. I texted back and forth, and I got an email from him too, and he's like, I think maybe my machine might be broken. And he said, I came over there today, Laura, and opened it all up, and it turns out the water was just going down in, okay? I don't know if he told me that yesterday or today in text, but whatever. I talked to him, and the water's going down. I said, okay, so it's not. And he's like, my machine was broken. I bought a new one. He's like, I bought a new one, and I brought it yesterday when you were gone. He also locked our top bolt, and we came home at night, and my mom was panicking. I'm like, Mom, if he used our key to lock the top bolt, it's just sticking. We never lock that. We only lock it this part to, you know what I mean? We don't lock it when we leave. We just lock the bottom. We don't lock the bolt. Okay, we don't do that. But the deadbolts are for in here to protect us. Okay, so everything has turned around now because of him trying to get, having the have my contractor originally saying 25,000, and now his broken thing, and whatever, and him thinking he could get so much more money. Now the insurance company is totally suspicious. Now they put us with a totally new person, a woman who's local, and what he's basically said to me is like, he's like, they won't cover hardly anything, Laura. He just wishes he hadn't even taken the claim. I could tell. And he got mad at me when I said, well, you told me before you even took water readings in here that you, based on just getting into this system, you could get us more money. And he got a little huffy with me. He's like, I thought I could or whatever. I can tell because I'm very, very aware and I know when people are upset with me. I know when they're looking down on me or they're whatever. I'm just saying in general. And no, this is such a small claim, and now he doesn't know if he can get us even the amount that my contractor says he needs. And he's like, I did the calculations. He's like, I thought they give you. I'm like, but you led me to believe you knew all of this about our home and whatever, and it's just awful. Now we can't even. He doesn't think we're gonna even be able to get that the get more than what was originally offered. And my contract, who I trust, was like, that's ridiculous. I went down to the bare minimum. You know what I mean? It's not that. It's I'm left just saying like this is so ridiculous. So I didn't want my whole home ripped apart. I'm not like that. I don't think that way. I don't fucking care. I just want whatever we deserve. And now because they're so suspicious of us, they're not gonna give us shit. They're suspicious, understandably. First, my contractor says, well, first of all, even the dishwasher breaking a month later, that's just weird, but it is what really happened. But then my contractor thought my adjuster thought it all tied in, and he was probably wanting a lot more money. And then it turned out it was not true at all. That our deductible is 500, so we have to pay that, and they don't pay for a new dishwasher. But I would know that anyway. I just need the damage to my home repaired, and I cannot believe. So now the adjuster's kind of just, he has so many big claims. He really wishes he never. I could tell this is being a pain in the ass, and he doesn't really care that much. He's going to talk to my contractor and try to get us more money. But when I said it's just sickening. It's just so sickening, all of this happening. Led to believe, and probably if the stupid dishwasher wasn't involved, that guy who's out of state who didn't want to come here was going to take my adjuster's word for it and do what needed to be done. I mean, before the dishwasher was involved. See, and now it's back. Now they're playing hardball. Now they're playing hardball because they're understandably, I get it, are suspicious. First, my contractor says way too much. Then this adjuster's machine's broken. My dishwasher, we try to, it looks bad. But it's nothing that I did, see? Not my fault my adjuster's machine was broken. Not my fault my contractor didn't know you don't add on the hotel stay. I mean, it seems like common sense, doesn't it? But he didn't tell me he was going to do it. He just did it automatically. You see what's happening here? My mom and I are caught in the crossfire. We didn't do anything wrong. And now we're going to end up probably getting fucking screwed and having to pay for it all out of pocket. Except for, the pitiful amount that the insurance company gave. And my adjuster got mad at me. I mean, not mad, but, huffy with me. I thought I could get that, but you led me to, like, you should know, like, if you work with these places, like, you led me to believe it's just awful. I can tell he wishes he never even got involved with us at all.